Hey everyone, I am Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me, and for joining me particularly as we study the Herbcrafter's Tarot. I have decided to deep dive in some decks this year, and this is one that we started working on last year on the channel. But we are going to be wrapping her up. And as a part of the tarot study group, I like to have videos that go over, say, like the majors. I have several videos over the majors, and now we're going into the minors. And I just like to have people to have little, jumping off points, seeing how I work through getting to know a deck. So if you are interested in delving deeper into this wonderful deck with me and with some great people, some amazing people who contribute over at the Facebook group or here on the channel, please stick around. I've got more to share with you. All right, welcome back. So yes, if you want to be a part of the Facebook group, we have a tight group over at Abundant Life Tarot group on Facebook. I had to differentiate it in my mind between the group and the page. I do have a Facebook page for Abundant Life Tarot, but then I have a group that I like to interact with and share with and grow with and learn with, and all things cards and such in spirituality. So it's been fun really growing that community, really putting a lot of energy into it. I record daily over there, just doing some daily draws, or lately I've been called to do a spread, which I published on YouTube recently about, it was the Friendship Tarot spread for the Herbcrafter's Tarot. And folks in the group post different things and share openly. I share openly, and it's really been a great experience for me. And I hope it's been great for others who are participating, who's watching the videos, or who's over at the Facebook group. And just so you know, depending on when you're watching this video, I will be announcing very soon what is the next deck that we're going to be working with in tarot study. So let's get to this great deck, the Herbcrafter's Tarot. Let me show you. I have the guidebook as my handy reference, because really I've come to find in doing all these videos that yes, I do love to Google search. It's one of my favorite things to do. Pastime for many, many, many years, if not the inception of Google, because I've been on the internet a long time, since like the 90s, believe it or not. So not like having like a website, but just being in the World Wide Web. If you hear noises in the background, it's my daughter. She's getting ready for bed. So the Herbcrafter's Tarot. This guidebook was written by Letitia Guthrie. Artwork is by Joanna Powell Colbert, and it's a really good deck. This is my other reference point. Honestly, now like I said, after doing all these videos, Google is my friend, but this is my main one. If I'm doing a reading, or if I'm wanting to get to know the card more, wanting to understand, or just get a little bit better insight as to why the artwork is such, or why this herb was picked, I go to the guidebook. It is first number one, then now number two is Google, whereas before it was the opposite. Before I start, now I trust my own instincts. Now I trust my own intuitive hits, my own memories of a herb or of an image that is depicted in the cards. And you will notice that as you watch the videos, like the progression of how I first approached the cards versus now, the way I now use it in a reading, whereas before I wouldn't. I think maybe one reading I did for someone else with it, but not even really before this intensive tarot study group. It just wasn't happening, because I think I was intimidated by oh, it's focused on herbs, I'm not quite sure if I'm the one to use this deck, even though I was so attracted to it. And I know many of you guys can relate. So that's why I decided to do a tarot study group on the Herbcrafter's Tarot. And that's how we got to this point. So you probably know that if you've watched all my videos in this study group. But for those who are new, maybe you don't know. So I have a whole playlist just devoted to these videos too, by the way, which is linked in the description box. So let's get into the minors without further ado. What I first like to do now, when I'm looking at this guidebook, is now I like to say, okay, if I'm focusing on, you know, the four, like a four, not just any four in the elements, you know, I will then go to the guidebook because it's divided in such, where it's divided by this, like the set of fours, all four suits, fours. And so that's how the minors are divided. You got the majors, and then the minors are divided in such a way where it's like in sets, which at first I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this. And so I tried it one way. This is better for this deck. And now I understand why. So let's talk about the fours. And let's first, before we get into that, let's look at the colors and the images that you see throughout each of the elements through the fours, fives, and sixes. So you have the four of air, which is lavender. One of my favorite herbs. Let me try to not get a glare. Sorry for the glare. So if you look at this, and then you've got five of air, white sage, and then six of air, cattail. And you get an airy energy, except for maybe this one with that red, pop of red in the background could kind of throw you off, but it feels crisp, like almost like Christmas time, right? And so white sage for the five of air makes sense to me. Lavender for four of air totally makes sense, just from what I know about lavender. And its medicinal properties and its, you know, magical properties. And then six of air, cattail. Now, I don't know much about cattail as an herb, but I've seen it, you know, and it's been in many floral arrangements I've seen over the years, so that I know, but I don't know much more about it. Oh, and that it blows in the wind. Like there was a lot of cattails in California, Northern California, where we were at, so I just saw them everywhere. But so that's the air suit. Here is the fire. We have four of fire, elder, five of fire, black cohosh, six of fire, nasturtium. I love this one. Love that with the candles, 7-day candles, and white. You see the warmer tones that you would find in the wand suit. And I'm just kind of showing you these because I'm not going to be able to go through all the cards in this video. So, you know, I'm just trying for time's sake to keep it moving. And if you want to further deep dive, I encourage you to join the Facebook group, and you're welcome to bring up a card and we can talk about it and work through it. Or this is the perfect time because as of April 30th, 2021, I probably won't be making many videos about this deck anymore because this part of the Tarot Study group will be closed. People can watch the videos as they need to, but I will be moving on to a new deck. All right, so we have the four of water. Love this. This is mint. This is five of water, golden seal. Six of water, borage, I don't know. And you can see the color palette here with these blues. Okay. So now we have the pentacles of the earth, and we have the four of earth, willow, five of earth, slippery elm, six of earth, pine. Okay, so clearly you're getting some earth elements going on with these card images, okay? So you're getting that as well. So just wanted to show you that so you can see all the cards. But we're only gonna like kind of go through the ones I'm called to work from each element. So the first one I want to discuss is the Four of Air, Lavender. And you know, what do we know about air? And what do we know about the number 4 with Four of Air? So we know with air, you know, and Four of Air in particular, this is about at times being mentally exhausted, being stretched thin, needing a rest, but sometimes, but very much so not getting it. And so it's a call to kind of steady the mind, to rest, to meditate, to do it before you fall ill. So I used to always say this to my boys. It's like, it's very important to take care of yourself and maintain your mental and physical and emotional well-being, because if not, you'll end up in a situation where the universe will do it for you. But one way or the other, rest of the mind and the spirit and the body needs to happen. And you know, so the 4 is kind of bringing you at that point of like, okay, you need to do something because you're headed on a collision course. If not, you're going on to the 5 of Air. So lavender, you know, I love lavender. Lavender aids in sleep. It also, you know, well, I'm just going to go to the guidebook, but because I want to, for time's sake, I can go on and on, but I want to say that it has a lot of medicinal properties of really like helping to ease anxiety, you know, bringing it down some notches so you can get some sleep, is me saying it in a Kim kind of way. But let's look at the guidebook. So the 4s, I love how each section of the guidebook starts with an introduction into that set. So the 4 says borders, limits, structure. The 4 cards feature herbs used as border or hedgerow plants. So I'm just going to go, and the reason why I'm getting kind of a little thrown is because I did talk about the 4s a lot in the Facebook group. So I'm just going to go to the 4 of Air, Lavender. So withdraw behind borders is the first key phrase. Calm the body and mind. And number 3, pause to cherish the present moment. And lavender does help with that. I have a lavender spray that I spray from time to time for when I need rest, when I need rest of the mind. Not so much rest to sleep. I know people, it doesn't actually help me to sleep, by the way, for me. I know it helps a lot of people. It doesn't. It helps me to ease my anxiety-filled mind. Like I can smell it and kind of to escape out of my mind for a moment, because I'm focused on this beautiful scent of lavender. And it's just got something very soothing for me in that way. But it doesn't really help me sleep. It actually gets me going in a different kind of way. So I'm just going to read excerpts here. It says, contemplation precedes action. Build a foundation for deeper understanding. Create a space for rest and pull away from the outside world. Lavender is a popular border plant. The strong scent keeps unwanted animals from entering the garden, and the woody stems keep other plants from encroaching. Put up strong boundaries and retreat behind them. Commitment to self-care eases conflict in other areas of your life. That's what I was talking about to my kids. Lavender clears the air and relieves tension. Let your emotions settle and your mind relax. Take a break from gathering thoughts and ideas. You have already learned so much. Allow what you have studied to sink into your bones. And some 3 ideas for crafting with the 4 of Air is: make a lavender wand. Use it to create boundaries from unwanted energies. Number 2, keep lavender oil with you for instant calm. Make a palm tent and slowly breathe in and out. And number 3, carry a lavender sachet in your pocket as the grandmothers did, and inhale the scent all day long. love the lavender card. And I do feel like it is the perfect embodiment of the 4 of air. I do. And yeah, I think that for me, I don't know about you, and share in the comments below, I think that does hit it out of the park in terms of a herb pairing to the traditional tarot. So we are now going to move on to the 5 of fire, black cohosh, and actually I feel like we may not, only because I did talk about these, a lot of these cards in the Facebook group with the daily draws. They came up, so I don't want to be redundant, and there's content there if you wish to join the group and peruse what's over there. I just upload them straight to Facebook. But to keep things interesting for my study group members, let's talk about the 6 of fire, nasturtium. And I really want to talk about all of them. I wish I had time to do so, but I don't. Okay, so I don't know much about this herb at all. I think I might have seen the flowers. I love the 6 candles. They feel so balanced, and it's a flame, you know. So we've got the flame, we've got balance, and wow. And it looks so beautiful. Like, the scene is just gorgeous. It's majestic in a way, in a very floral, earthy kind of way. So let's go to 6 of fire. So the first key phrase is celebrate yourself and others. Call the circle, make some magic. And number 3, glitter and spice, magnify, power and joy. And I'll just read some excerpts. It says, a table is set for making spells with friends. Large beeswax pillars wait to be adorned. Red and gold glitter spills onto the table. Nasturtium flowers, crimson, orange, and yellow. Pepper the table. A candle is lit in the center of the holy mess to mark the beginning of sacred time. And so the meaning of the card, meaning I should say, is raise a little power for healing and transformation. Cheer on your friends and praise their accomplishments as they do for you. Drawing bees and nourishing soil, wildly growing nasturtium is a vibrant plant that brings life to the garden. Your ability to bring people together creates magic. Claim your place as a community leader. Gather circles. Creativity ignites creativity. Nasturtium blooms in many colors. Let your personal flair shine. Dance to your own beat while dancing in harmony. You know, the 6. And it was like, that feels so harmonious to me. It's like so balanced. So it says, dance to your own beat while dancing in harmony with others. Nasturtium vinegar adds flavor with a kick. Celebrate your accomplishments with pizzazz. Crafting with the 6 of fire. Add nasturtium petals to spell candles to increase their energy and strength. Number 2, make nasturtium oxymel spritzers to toast your accomplishments. Number 3, magnify joy at your next gathering. Serve goat cheese mixed with nasturtium petals and leaves. So what we know about the 6 of wands, 6 of fire, is that admiration, is that adoration, is that feeling of victory, of feeling of having victory over creative endeavors. I loved that they talk about harmony here with these, you know, and it's just the mess of flowers that it's just actually quite beautiful in all its little glory. And it's like, we get to admire that. So whatever, you know, whatever the question is that's posed that in this card comes up, it's very easy to, once you see the guidebook and you kind of immerse yourself in this scene, you could totally go in many directions with inspiration on how to answer a question in a reading. And there's glitter. right there, if you look closely, spilt a mess of glitter. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. So what am I called to look at here? Let's look at the 5 of Water Golden Seal. Now, I know that the 5 of Cups or 5 of Water traditionally is about disappointments, letdowns, the inability to see, the bright side of things, or to see, maybe a different perspective, and to see it that actually something that's leaving, that's disappointing, everything actually is unfolding for the greatest good of all. It's maybe difficult to see that right now because all you're feeling and allowing to, feel your experience about this situation is the sadness, is the disappointment. And so, yeah, we have 5 of Water. Now, do I know much about Golden Seal? I've only heard of it. I've heard of it in terms of people taking it. I don't know much about it, though, to be honest. So we're definitely, because I'm curious, I want to consult my handy dandy guidebook. So we're going to go to the 5s in the guidebook. Golden Seal. The first key phrase is seek out healing waters to ease your pain. A restored heart clears the vision. Golden hope dwells deep underground. I love that. Golden hope dwells deep underground. And I'm not going to go into the description. I'm just going to kind of show you. There's a river, it looks like, just right there off in the distance. But I will go into parts of the card meaning according to the guidebook. Grief is a necessary part of healing. You may be lost in sorrow or depression, unable to move forward from a great loss. Allow your feelings to unfold. While Golden Seal is a prized remedy, its survival is threatened by overharvesting. Tea made from the yellow root heals irritated mucous membranes, conjunctivitis, wet colds, sore gums, and eczema. Golden Seal root medicine teaches us that healing can be buried deep within. Sadness can open the portal to intuition. Though you are in the depths of despair, hope is hidden in the darkness. A small amount is all we need to get by. Crafting with the 5 of Water. Fill a small vial of bright yellow Golden Seal root water to remind you where hope is hidden. Number 2, nourishing the earth restores the heart. Support United Plant Savers' efforts to protect this planet. And number 3, use Golden Seal root as a wash to soothe eyes inflamed and red from exhaustion and crying. Wow, that's interesting. I like it. I really do. I really like the whole deck. I like the deck. I like the guidebook. I like I don't know. I'm really feeling this deck. So finally, let's get to the earth element. Okay, let's get to this earth element here. And I'm going to choose, what am I feeling like doing? Let's go back. I already talked about the 4 of earth in the Facebook group. I'm feeling like let's do 6 of earth. Really struggling. Because I'm like, well, actually, I'm going to switch. Sorry, guys. We're going to do 5 of earth, slippery elm. Because, yeah, I feel like doing that one. I don't know much about slippery elm, and that's why I changed my mind. Because I'm like, I want to know. I want to go deeper with this one. Pine, I'm familiar with, and certainly I'm going to go back later and delve into the card meanings behind that one. But let's look at 5 of earth. So 5 of earth deals with, disappointments, challenges in health or wealth, or like not having, or just feeling like being put out, being, casted off, just not having a good time in health and well-being and finances, and it is a struggle card. The fives are definitely struggle moments for us, right? But they're temporary energy, thankfully. And they also offer immense teaching moments for us to help us on our journeys. So it's, you know, it's not always bad when the five of earth, for example, comes up, or the five of water, or any of them, because they're often about the catalyst for change. Because the fours, like the Four of Cups, you start to feel a disenchantment. You're bored, you're not doing much. But then you move into the Five of Cups where you're kind of feeling a little bit despondent and despair. And it's at that moment that you're like, I can't do this. You know, that's why I love the Five of Air. It goes into the Six of Air. You start to move away from those challenging times. But the fives are the catalyst for some change, big or small. So let's go to Five of Earth to wrap this up. So the first key phrase is soothe the pain of those in need. Number 2, even the wounded can heal. Number 3, you have the skills it takes to survive any crisis. And a slippery elm sapling sits in the empty yard of a beloved home that has white paint chipping from its sides and boarded up windows. Look nice to me. When supports are in place and the tender trunk is protected from deer by a circle of bamboo. The home is old and in need of repair, but it is sturdy. The old black chairs rock in the wind. Now we go into the meaning. Economic and physical hardships may cause stress. Setbacks can take you by surprise and reduce vitality. Alienation from your support system compounds the issue. While slippery elm is a valued botanical, for the first few years of life, the bark provides medicine for inflammation and materials for baskets. Its health is threatened by Dutch elm disease. All trees eventually become susceptible. Slippery elm teaches that even in hard times, we have access to our resources if we do not lose faith. You have the skills to protect what remains and make it through this crisis. Create a warm and comforting place to hole up with as your situation improves. Oh, I like that. Create a warm and comforting place to hole up while your situation improves. Yes, do that. Cocoon, cocoon. But that could be the introvert talking. All right, so crafting with the Five of Earth. Number 1, take slippery elm lozenges to soothe the stomach upset by worry and stress. Number 2, honor the gifts of slippery elm. Support United Plant Savers' efforts to protect this plant. And number 3, take a wild skills class and learn to make containers from slippery elm bark. Although, I don't know if it's needing to be protected. I don't know if I should be doing all that. But I love that. I love the writing in this guidebook and the beautiful artwork that Joanna did. Joanna did an amazing job with the Herbcrafter's Tarot. I'm just like blown away by the creation of it all. So let me know what you guys think. I will next be working on the next set. So that'll be coming next. But it's getting late here, so I've kept you guys long enough. I'm gonna let you go. I know this was kind of rushed through, but I didn't get a chance to pick out which cards I wanted to discuss. It's kind of off the cuff, but it was fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. So come back for more. There will be more opportunities to go deeper, to look at the cards, to kind of get into the flow of what the creator may be, you know, conjuring up when they created these gorgeous little cards, and experiencing the deck, really experiencing it. I hope you guys are experiencing it like I am too. Take good care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also please don't forget to like the video. All right, guys, take good care. Bye.